just gonna look over here. Member Villa?
Here.
Member Phillips?
Present.
Member Morosky?
Here.
Member Wu?
Present.
All right. And I believe we have one public comment.
We have three public comments. The first comment, Mo Kashmiri.
Okay. Thank you, Mo. You have 2 minutes. Please go ahead. Mo, are you able to hear us? Go right ahead. Is he on mute?
Hello, have we started?
Oh, yes. Go right ahead, Mo.
I'm sorry, I can barely hear anything from you.
That's because you're on mute. I'm on mute. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay. How much time do I have?
You have 2 minutes. Go right ahead.
All right. Mo Kashmiri, I'm a parent of a William Land fifth grader here. Speaking in my capacity as a parent only, my first interaction with the district was when we had to do a picket and press conference just to get a permanent fifth grade teacher. But the district just took a teacher from one school and sent him to us, so another kid ended up without a teacher. Every day 3,000 kids are going without subs. 500 kids still don't have regular teacher in independent study. And my son gets shifted from his class to be split up and put in another classroom. And during COVID, we know that our entire classrooms were being canceled. The classes were being canceled and students were being herded in the cafeterias and auditoriums in the high schools. And I've attended almost every meeting of the school board this year, and I've consistently told you the same thing. Everywhere I go, I hear that the wheels are falling off at our schools. We can't get enough subs, teachers, bus drivers, aides, support staff, food service workers. And that's because the district doesn't pay a living wage. I was shocked to learn that many of our staff only get $15 an hour because we now passed a state law. And costs in Sacramento are crazy right now for renting that. And the district should provide good jobs for our community. And they should offer enough hours to let people make a living. That often offer 3 or 4 hour, 5 hour positions. I also advocated a virtual academy earlier this year, but was told by board member Lisa Morawski that the district can chew gum and walk at the same time and could handle that. It's still not going. And we're asking that you use the surplus of COVID funds to invest today's dollars in today's students. But you've ignored me. You've ignored the teachers telling you the same thing. You've ignored the community members telling you the same thing. You've ignored the classified staff telling you the same thing. You've ignored the students telling you the same thing. And now, shockingly, or not shockingly, we're at a point where the staff may go out on strike. They haven't had contracts for over 2 years and haven't gotten raises. We're in the middle of a national and statewide shortage, and the worst place to be when that happens is trying to cut people's wages, benefits, hours, and working conditions, and not incorporate.
If you could please wrap it up. Thank you.
If you have any questions and want to call me or need more comment, my number is 559-260-8988, 559-260-8988. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, Vincent.
Our next speaker is Anna Launder.
Go right ahead, Ms. Melander. Oh, I'm muted. Go right ahead, Ms. Melander. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. This is Anna Molander, and I'm a parent of 3 children in Sacramento City Unified Schools. I'm calling on the school board and the superintendent to be sensible and face reality. The reality is we are short hundreds of teachers and staff. It makes campuses unsafe, and it means our children aren't being educated. The contract you proposed to SCTA isn't going to get you new hires. The fact that you haven't even given a contract proposal to SEIU isn't going to get you new hires. We need qualified people applying for these positions. And if you don't do more, we won't get there. There's plenty of money in the state and federal budgets that are being given to you to do this work. But we need you to come up with a fiscally responsible contract that educates kids and keeps them safe. Nothing you're doing gets us close. We need you to be leaders. We need you to ask the superintendent to pick up the phone, call the unions, and get back to the bargaining table until there's a deal that makes sense. And we ask that you put parents in the room while you do that. It's time for the adults in this district to focus on what's best for our children, not political theater and petty grievances. Remember, it's never too late to do the right thing, and we need you to do that. If you have any questions or if I can help, please call me, 916-216-2492. I'm here to help you make this happen for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Melander. Last public comment.
The next public comment is from Shonda Wesley.
Go ahead, Ms. Wesley, you have 2 minutes.
This is Shonda Wesley. I'm a parent of a third grader. Due to the last minute scheduling of this press conference, most working families cannot attend public comment in order to stress how much we support our teachers and how the district's positioning will only exacerbate the staffing shortage that we are already experiencing. A wage freeze, a pay cut of 2%, and an increase in what the membership pays toward healthcare means one thing: more teachers finding better packages in districts to work for outside Sac City schools. If you look at how that affects my child at Caleb Greenwood, they'll be fine because the district continues to prioritize schools with low duplicated percent students for substitute needs, which means those without a high percentage of low income English language learners and foster youth. For instance, Phoebe Hearst has 0 public substitute teacher requests unfilled, while less affluent schools bear the weight of unfilled substitute positions. This is not equity. This is taking advantage of lower income families who work 2 to 3 jobs and don't have the time nor energy to join a call in the middle of the day to express their concern for their children. That's the board's job, and only a few board members speak up about it. It's time to make Sac City Schools the employer of choice and restore education equity.
Thank you, Ms. Wesley. Is that the last comment?
Not equity.
And is online, so that'll be the last.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you all for coming here today, and thank you to our public commenters. We are united in service to our students of this district and are committed to keeping our students in school. We are doing our very best to serve honorably and make decisions that are in the interest of all of our children and families, and do right by our staff as well. For many years, our district has struggled to balance our budget. Candidly, this goes back decades over many Board of Education and superintendents. For too long, our district has committed to ongoing costs that are greater than ongoing revenues. This has resulted in a persistent structural budget deficit that means that we are committed to spend more than what we receive from the state and federal government. We stand here proudly as your Board of Education that has taken fiscally sound steps towards correcting the long-standing structural imbalances in the district budget. Last year, we established board policies about using one-time funds responsibly, and we approved a policy that sets a goal to maintain a responsible revenue. The contracts that we negotiate with our labor partners must take this into consideration. The fact that we faced constant oversight from the Sacramento County Office of Education, among others, into consideration. I want to emphasize our concern and compassion for the students in our district who lose valuable time in the classroom if a strike takes place. Our families will suffer from uncertainty and lack of stability in the event that our schools are forced to close due to strikes. The concern for our students is matched by concern for our teachers and our frontline staff who are caught in the middle of these situations. So many of them have told me personally that they simply want their labor leaders and the district to manage negotiations at the bargaining table so that they can focus on teaching and learning. I know this is where we all want to be. I want to thank all of our staff who work in the district office and our school sites. Our board appreciates your hard work and dedication of each and every one of you. We know that this has not been easy for anyone during this difficult years impacted by the pandemic. We stand in support of our district community. With that, I'm pleased to introduce Board Member Leticia Garcia.
Thank you, President Pritchett. Hello, my name is Leticia Garcia. I'm a mom of two students in the district, and we love and appreciate their teachers and staff. I want nothing more than stability for our students, teachers, and staff. We've all gone through 3 incredibly rough years. Students are behind. Parents, teachers, and staff are tired and burnt out. We need to reach an agreement for this school year to help address COVID-related impacts. Separately, successor contract negotiations need to restart for longer-term stability for everyone, students, teachers, and staff, and balance everyone's needs within our budget and invest in our students. And with that, I will hand it over to Board Member Rhodes.
Okay.
You might want to lift it up a little bit.
Is it okay if I do this? Sorry about that, guys. Hello, everyone. My name is Chinoa Rhodes, representing the Area 5, which is in the South area. And like a lot of us are here on the board, we're parents. I'm a parent of 5, actually, and they attend Area 5 schools. I wanted to start off by saying to our SUSD community that we see you and we hear you. We also want a fair and equitable labor agreement that recognizes the need for balance that Member Garcia spoke of. We're very fortunate, and I would say even blessed, that we were able to receive one-time funds and the amounts that we have been able to receive. And we want to use those funds to address the urgent needs of our students and to address and work on paying our staff who have been under extra pressures and done so much extra work during these times. We also need to recognize that we should not use one-time funds for ongoing expenses. I believe President Pritchett spoke about it earlier. It's important, it is highly important that we are able to work out our differences in negotiations. And I would say, really, we believe in the power of our community. We believe in the power of collaboration. And we believe we will get to a solution. To our community, again, we see you, we hear you, and we will get through this together. Thank you very much. And anybody else who might want to talk? Anyone?
Sorry, to bring that back down, not as tall. Thank you to our board. And with that, I would like to just thank you all once again and just reiterate what Member Rhodes just said. We see you, we hear you, we're listening. Let's work together. So with that, I will take a motion to adjourn this meeting. All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you. We are, if you would like to take questions, I can answer some. Sure. My name is Christina Pritchett, Christina, last name Pritchett, Pritchett. I'm the board president.
I have something. And if you could just try to answer this as in layman's terms as possible. So if you could talk me through why the money is not applicable to fix the issues, and the money is, according to the unions, this year, the district has received a record $20,855 per student. The district also has a large cash reserve of $125 million. They claim that that's the most in the history, but I'm hearing that that's not applicable to fix said issue. But if you could just talk me through why, that'd be so helpful.
I think what you're referring to are one-time funds. And as Member Rhodes said in his statement, we cannot use one-time funds to fix our structural deficit and hire additional positions that would hurt us in the future.
So that $20,000 plus, per student, in a perfect world, how would that be used?
You guys want to answer that?
Sure. I think the state did provide a higher funding per student. Unfortunately, at the same time, Sac City Unified lost 1,600 students last year. We're poised to lose another 1,500 students this year. So we're still trying to figure out what is the net impact of that additional funding while we're still losing students at a faster rate that we've ever lost them. On average, we used to lose 200 students, and now again, 1,600, potentially even 3,100 students moving into next year.
So that money would, let's say we have 10 students at that price per head, what would that money be used for in a perfect scenario?
In a perfect scenario, it would support students with programs and staff. That's the goal we're trying to get to.
And that goes to staff salaries, is that also part of it, or is that separate?
No, it would, yeah, that's.
In a
when you-
perfect scenario, definitely.
Yes, yes, hiring more people on a permanent basis. That's
Yes.
what we want.
More positions. Okay, that's all the questions. Thank you all for being here today.